Great grandpa here, and we are moving on to getting close to Christmas of 2024. Christmas 2024. And I turned 80 this summer, 80 years old, believe it or not. Hard to believe. And this is my old John Deere 310C backhoe loader. Weighs about 14,000 pounds, needs batteries, tires, got the fuel line replaced, might need a starter, and got a leaking cylinder. And we're going to start on the tires. And if I sound a little bit scratchy, it's because I actually have COVID right now. And I've had all my shots, all my flu shots, all the COVID shots, all the vaccinations, pneumonia, shingles. Shingles was rough. Got a little sick on that one, shingles thing. And so anyway, I went out to see Dr. Andy, and he was out farming. So I got to see Nurse Dr. Heidi, and they gave me a bunch of nose swabs and sent me down to X-ray and did chest X-rays. And sent me to the lab and did more nose swabs. And went back and did another chest ray, and then back to the nurse again for more blood. Drew some blood that time. And then they sent me home and said they'd call me. And I don't know, 2 or 3 hours later they called and said I had the COVID. Take it easy and stay away from people. So I think I might have gave it to my wife, Myra Jane. I didn't stay away from her. Probably should have. But so anyhow, what we're doing here is we're going to try to get this tire off. And the people at the battery place said that the county owned this, and I bought it at Ernie Sauerball's spring auction a few years back. Oh, Ernie, and the county had it for, I don't know, 40, 35 years maybe. And a friend of mine, Jimmy Stewart, he said that he used to work there. He said they used it for everything, but it ran good. It does. The engine is wonderful. It's a wonderful machine. So anyhow, the people at the tire thing said that he thought the county ran liquid calcium in the front tires. So I took it up to the tire shop uptown. The Adkins boy runs it, and he's a welder. So they broke the tires off. And then I brought the wheels home, and you'll see me grinding all the rust and stuff out of the wheels. And here I've had to use a breaker, a 7-foot breaker, and I weigh about 200, a little over 200, and the breaker was, let's call it 7 foot, and that's 1,400 pounds to break the nuts, and they're supposed to be at 200 pounds, so they were on there plenty tight. They were plenty tight on there. So we're going to, they're going to break the tires, and I'll bring them home. I'm going to grind all the rust out of them. I will then drill new holes for the valve stem, and then Adkins will weld up the old hole, and then we'll mount the new tires. I've got some new 14 ply, pretty heavy tires. And I really like them. And they'll mount those and then stick them back on here and make sure they don't leak. Leave them for a while and work on the batteries, which I've got to replace, and work on the cylinder, which I'm going to take off and probably take down to there's a gentleman down at Brunswick, Missouri that's supposed to be excellent on cylinders. So when I called down there to ask about it, he was actually doing one just like mine, which is if you're on this thing operating the backhoe, it's the one that's in front of you, and it's just pouring out fluid. And I buy it in a 2.5 gallon container from Walmart, and it's transmission hydraulic fluid, and with tax it's about $30, so that makes it about $60 for 5 gallon. That's a lot of money, I'll tell you, and adds up. So got them all broke loose, and we're gonna take them off here. Then I'm gonna put them on the forks. I got the fork attachment on the Kubota tractor, and we're gonna slide the wheel and tire onto the forks. Then I'll drive it uptown to the tire shop and just set them down there, and they'll roll them inside and do them. Then I'll go back and pick up the wheels in the old 3500 Chevy and bring them back and grind on them, which you will see me do. And here we're gonna throw a little oil on the fork so this thing will slide. It's I think we figured they're maybe 200 pounds with the tire and wheel. Fairly heavy. It's a pretty heavy thing. Of course, these new tires are a little heavier because they've actually got tread on them. And this is an awful good unit. Awful good. So, but my COVID is, I feel like I've been beat up and my bones hurt. Got an awful headache, sore throat. All my joints, all my bone joints hurt. Of course, being 80, you're gonna hurt, but I usually don't hurt like this. And it's I don't know what it'd be if I hadn't had all the shots. I could be dead. Got a brother died of this stuff. He wouldn't wear a mask or nothing. He passed from it. So stubborn don't always get you nowhere. So anyway, here we're going to do the get this stuff off the wheels. And I had to mute this thing out because there was some terrible noise on it, and I couldn't get it low enough where you could hear anything. And anyway. I just muted the whole thing out and put the narration in, let you know what's going on. But these wheels took me about 3.5 hours total to get them, and there was some real good, real thick stuff on it. A new wheel. I found a couple used ones in Texas for $250 plus shipping. But the new ones I could get down at Cook's down around Warsaw, Cook's Tractor, and they were $500 a piece. So I was really praying that these wheels would be okay, because throw another $1,000 in to start just when you're starting to do something, and just for a couple of wheels, that adds up real quick. I'll tell you, it's a real quick add-on there. But that brush right there, I bought that, I think, 3 years ago. Never had used it, and didn't know if I ever would. And it was just perfect for this thing. I forget what it cost, but a few bucks. But it was wonderful for this. I'll tell you, knock that stuff off. So here's one of the wheels that's done, and I've, because as I said, I have to drill a new hole for the valve stem, and then Mr. Adkins, he'll put me a patch over the other one, and we'll put the tires on, let them sit and see what they do. And there's the other one that's not done. And it's a lot of junk on that thing. So, but they turned out to be fine. I did not have to buy new wheels. So anyway, here we're going to put the new ones on, and I'm trying to get that grease gun to work to put a little grease on the threads. Need another tube of red and tacky to put in there. This has been an awfully good backhoe. I didn't really know how to hardly use one when I got it. I've got a small one on the back of my Kubota tractor. I think it's an air equip, and it'll go 6 foot down and runs off the, you see it back there, that's it on the back there. It'll go 6 foot. This one's got the extend-a-hoe, and it will go about 11, maybe 12 if you straight down. I don't know what standard is, maybe 9. I'm not real sure. But the extend-a-hoe, That's really nice. It's really nice. Just gotta watch Jimmy Stewart. Said don't really overforce it. He said it looks heavy, but you could bend that tube and ruin the darn thing. He says so don't go crazy on it. But those that's the new tires there, and they are. I really like them. They were $300 a piece. That's what they cost me. And the company, I can't think of the company's name, but they do. This is about the smallest tire they make. They do like the big road off-road stuff. Is kind of their main drag, and I think these are kind of their smaller bunch, smaller ones. But we used to put these on like when I was a forklift mechanic. We would pry them on. We had to had them solid tires where we'd send them out and they would fill them full of that goop, and we'd bring them back in on a pallet. And we'd let them sit for 7 days so they didn't dry lopsided. And we had to use a forklift to do anything. I don't know what they weighed, 400 or 500 pounds probably. Suckers were heavy, I tell you. But that's my old 3/4 snap-on electric. It does a pretty good job, actually. I had a 1-inch air, and some friends of my daughter stole it out of the basement, and I learned later they hawked it for $7. Anyway, this thing's getting about over, and thank you all for watching, and be safe out there, and just be careful.